Good evening, folks. It's Carl here. Welcome to this impromptu class. I was hoping we're not going to have to do this, but such is the ways of the world. Okay, so I got word on Monday, or confirmation on Monday, that you will indeed have to do the Shark Tank presentation. I won't raise my opinion about that. So I'm putting I'll put this together so that we can have a quick chat, so that you know what is expected of you and how we're going to run this, and the timelines that are going to be applicable. Please keep in mind that this presentation is 30 marks out of 120 marks. So it is about a quarter of your final POE marks. So it's important to do it. You will be doing a live presentation or a pitch of your app to a corporate. So the idea is that there's a corporate that wants to do some kind of an investment into an app, into some corporate entrepreneurship type of thing, and they're looking at your app. So you're going to present. I am going to allow you to tell me to which corporate you're presenting. You can choose any corporate. It makes your presentation more focused. It makes it easier for you. And I'll show you now on the next slide how that's going to work. I've created 3 opportunities, next Tuesday, next Thursday, and next Saturday, for you to do this. If you go look under the announcements, there is already the link, which is in the next bullet on this page, but that link is also in an announcement on the page, the landing page of the subject on Learn. So you can click there, go in, book whatever slot you want to present in, and then you'll present in that slot. The presentations need to be between 8 and 10 minutes long, guys. And for somebody that for me, 8 and 10 minutes is not very long, but I speak for a living. For people like yourselves, most of you don't speak for a living. 8 to 10 minutes is quite a long time. So please aim for the 8 to 10 minutes. I don't want to see any that's less than 6 minutes, please. I know when we did the videos at the beginning of the semester, some were very short. So please guard against that. I will show you in the next slides what you need to do, how you need to go about it, putting this together. You can use any tool, PowerPoint, Canva. There's a load of other tools. Whatever you're comfortable with, it's fine. You already have all the information that you need. There's no real new writing that you need to do. It all comes out of assignment 1, 2, and 3, and then learning unit 7, you need to look at and see how you're going to bring it in. In terms of how the presentation plays out, it's up to you to decide, do you want to switch your camera on or not? That's your choice. We will, to me, it doesn't make sense. It isn't either way. I don't mind whether you switch your camera on or not. I know when you look at the rubric, you'll find that there's a section in the rubric that speaks to dress and so on. I find it difficult to do that on one of these sessions or on an online space, and it's only 1 mark of 1 part, so not to worry. If you want to switch your camera on and speak, it's fine, go for it. I will not switch on my camera for the simple reason I don't want to squash your internet and drag down your internet. I'd rather listen to you and see your slides clearly than you seeing my face. Also, in terms of the corporate that you can pitch through, it'll only be me. I'm not going to have a bunch of guests in. If you read the wording of the assignment, it says I will have your lecturer will have the opportunity to invite guests. I've decided not to use that opportunity. I also think it'll be less stressful to you guys if you're only presenting to me. Okay, and then referencing is going to play a role. Please make sure that you have a slide at the end listing some of your sources that you have used. Before I go into the various sections, are there any questions at this point in time? Anybody want to ask something or say something? Please feel free to do that now. Wow, have I stunned you to silence? Almost feels like I must ask you, can you hear my audio? Okay. Moving on to the next slide. So what is expected of you? So first thing you're going to say, when you start your presentation, you're going to tell me who are you pitching to? Who is the company? If you have chosen a specific company, if you haven't chosen a specific company, that's fine. You can say, no, this is a general pitch to anybody who's interested in investing in my app. I'm happy with that as well. It just allows you the opportunity to be able to focus your app if you choose somebody. Obviously, you'll have a set of slides that you'll upload onto, and we'll do it on this platform. You'll have a bunch of slides you'll upload, and then you'll go through the slideshow similar to what I'm doing at the moment. Please remember, in a slideshow as well, there's an introduction, there's a body, and there's a conclusion. So when you do your presentation, make sure you introduce what you're going to talk about. And then there are three things that I would like you to talk about. What MDG are you addressing? What does your app do, and how does it address that MDG? And how will an investment address corporate entrepreneurship for the organization that is going to invest in your product? And I've broken these down a little bit further. So what MDG are you addressing? So remember, there's a whole host of MDGs, 50 if I remember correctly. So briefly talk about what are the MDGs, where do they come from, who created them and why were they created, what targets have been set, why were these targets set, and then you look at which one are you addressing. And what does this one say? What is this one about? Why is it important? Is it important to individuals only? Is this a global issue? Is there something companies are interested? Why are we looking at this? Who will benefit from this? And when you do that part, please think about what your app is and address this from your app. You haven't spoken about your app yet. You're giving people background, you're telling them about the MDGs, you're telling them the problems that there are within that MDG, but approach it from the perspective of your app. Because the next part that you're going to talk about is what's the reason for the app? What is this app going to do? And then who is the target market of the app, and why are they specifically the target market for this app? So what is the reasoning for the app? How does this app speak to the MDG? Who are the people specifically that will be able to benefit from the app, or that would need to use the app, or that would want to use the app? And now the nitty-gritty of the app. What are the functions of the app? What can the app do? What screens will you be able to go to? What information will those screens give me? I'll have a map built in. Why do you have a map built in? What is the map going to do for me? Or I've got contacts built into that. You can click on an immediate contact. Why is it important to have that? So now you're going to have to show what the app is doing. And then the last part, what part of the MDG will it solve? Solving world hunger is not something any app is going to do. Feeding people in a localized area is something that an app can do. So you need to now package your app into what part of the MDG is it going to address. The part that you need to look at is how will an investment, because remember we're talking about corporate entrepreneurship learning unit 7, how will an investment from a corporate assist, address corporate entrepreneurship? What will they be able to do with it? And this section, you have to at least give me a basic 1 or 2 liner about what is corporate entrepreneurship. How do you understand corporate entrepreneurship? Why is corporate entrepreneurship important to the world? Why is corporate entrepreneurship important to the company? And then how will this app and the company's investment in this app address corporate entrepreneurship? How does this make the company go forward, and how does this make the company be able to address corporate entrepreneurship from their perspective, from how they would want to expand? How can they then create a spin-off maybe? How can this be something that they can link to their corporate social responsibility program, for example? But how does this whole idea of corporate entrepreneurship then speak into this? And then after that, you'll go into your conclusion, thanking the people and saying, okay, great stuff, that's it. Guys, that in a nutshell is what you need to do. It's going to be extremely important to practice this. On the screen, I've taken a screenshot, and I'm not sure if you can see really all that well, but I'll explain to you what I've done there. If you go to the landing page for this subject, on the left-hand side, you can scroll down to Blackboard Collaborate. You click on Blackboard Collaborate, and then you get the link to come into the rooms. Right at the top of that page, there is an Entrepreneurship 3A course room. If you click on that, it takes you into a Blackboard room like this. I don't know if you guys have used this before, but it's into a Blackboard room. You've always have access to that. And that is the room where you can go, you can upload your slides, you can practice, you can work through what you want to do so that you can practice it online. I don't want to see, please do yourself a favor, I don't want to see slides that are line upon line upon line that look like a textbook. If you look, and I'm going to go a little bit back, look at my slides. They laid out, there's a heading on the left, you can heading be on the top. There's 3 or 4 bullets that I want to address on that slide, and that's it. I'm not reading anything off the slide. I'm talking to the points. I don't have a script that I'm reading off. I'm looking at the bullet and I'm saying, what is corporate entrepreneurship? Okay, so I need to tell the students they need to address corporate entrepreneurship. It's got to be only a brief thing, only a sentence or two. And these are my prompts. You don't need to have a worked out script. As a matter of fact, I've seen that scripts actually do students a disservice. And you'll also see this next semester when you do your WIL presentations, for example, that scripts actually make your life more difficult. And the same will go when some of you carry on to do your honors in following years. So please don't script it too tightly. Have slides that are nice and easy. Don't read off the slides, but please, because most of you don't speak for a living, please go practice it. Use that course room as your practice. Guys, that's it. It's very simple. And the reason why this is so simple is because the work has been done, right? There's very little new work for you to do, or there should be very little new work for you to do. It's simply a case of presenting the work that you've done and realigning this so that this is not a pitch to government as you originally did, but this is now a pitch to people that want to invest in your product that you have developed. So you're going to take snippets from 1, 2, and 3, as well as learning unit 7, and you're going to put it in there. A question that I know I was asked during the week by somebody, you will not have your third assignment back, obviously, by the time that we start doing the presentation. It's highly unlikely that they'll be released. But at this stage, I don't think the third assignment, things can go critically wrong because we've already walked a bit of a path with this. So you all are sort of on the right track. So I don't think we need to worry that you're going to do the wrong thing. It's simply how you present it and how your presentation goes. Okay, guys, please ask me a question. Rabia?
Hi, hi, sir. The chat is turned off, so
Okay.
I don't think anyone can ask questions.
Well, they can turn their mics on and ask questions. How can the chat be turned off? Oof. Okay, let me see something quickly. I don't understand why the chat will be turned off. Let me just see something else. Okay, on my side, the chat looks on my side. So unfortunately, you're then going to have to open your mics or raise your hand and speak. Let me just see something else there. Okay, it's off in a different place. Robbie, somebody just put something in the chat, please. It works. Thank you. Okay, anybody want to type a question now? Or please feel free to open your mic, ask me a question. Happy to answer anything that you want to ask me. Yeah. Okay, so guys, so you have this. You on top of this, there's no problems. Nobody's got a question. Everybody knows where they've got to go register. Sorry. You're talking about the assignment that you're handing in now. Okay. So go look at the assignment. I believe the assignment will give you a word count. Try not to be less than 10% to 15% under that. And also write what you need to write. If you've told your story, you've told your story. There's no need to go further than that. Shreya, I prefer if you use your student email. It's just because I am supposed to always communicate to you on your student email. So if there's something that's happening and I see your name and a private email, I've got to go look for your student email and I've got to communicate back to you on your student email. We're not supposed to communicate on private email. So please use your student email when booking that. Other questions, guys? Thanks, Bradley. Okay, guys, look, as I said, this is there's not much to say. It's very straightforward what you've got to do. Just one thing, this is not the presentation you did for the video in the beginning of the year. You have come a much longer path since then. So don't try to sneak that video past, or to present that video, because you're going to come short of the mark. Also, go look at the rubric, please. The rubric is a 30-mark rubric and it's divided into 3 parts. Just go look at what you're getting assessed against, because typically students focus a heck of a lot on the content, but they don't focus on the presentation. As I recall, the content is only about 10% or 10 marks out of the 30. The presentation and the way you do in the presentation and the things you do at the presentation is the other 20 marks. So make sure that rather than a creative or rather than a lot of content and bombarding me with content, make it creative, make it interesting, make it look pretty, because that's probably going to get you more marks than simply a long hardcore presentation that is going where you're just reading off a slide and so on. That's not going to get you far. You need to try to be a bit creative and so on. I know this is probably outside a lot of your comfort zones, and that's why I'm saying practice it. You'd be making a big mistake to think you can slap a couple of slides together and you'll quickly upload the slides and then present. you will struggle. The slots you'll see, I can't remember if I said this, so I'll just say it again. The slots are 15-minute slots. As I said, 10 minutes max. It leaves me a minute or two to ask you a couple of questions. It will be unusual for me not to ask any questions, right? I will typically ask you one or two questions about your product, about what you've said, etc. So be ready to and expect that. And also, please, guys, when you book your slots, please try to book them from the earliest time. I know some of you have time preferences and some of you have got work pressures, etc. But if we can fill them up from the earliest time, it would be nice rather than having like half an hour gaps. And I'm also going to ask, I'm happy for anybody to join at any stage. It doesn't just have to be the people with print. If there's other people in the room, I'll also give them an opportunity to ask questions. But please, if you know you're presenting at 6:30, please by 6:15 be logged in, be ready. And if the previous person has spoken and they finished, I am going to ask, okay, next on my list, I see it's John. John, are you ready? If John's not there, Sipo's next. Sipo, are you ready? I'll call the names. So be ready to present. It doesn't really make a difference if you're going to present at 2:30 or 2:45. I mean, the 15 minutes shouldn't make a difference. Okay, guys, as always, my email is there. You will see I'm still on sick leave, so if you send me an email, you will get a reply back saying I'm not in the office. Just make sure you put the subject code in the subject line, and I will respond to you within 24 hours. I am behind my laptop. I'm just not in the office at the moment. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks, guys. Good luck with everything and good luck with this. And we'll chat on the other side. Any other questions before I sign off? Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. Cheers. Oof. Well, you just made it there. When do we book our slots, sir? When you can do it now. I'm happy for you to book your slots now. Rabia, so Michal, I'm not sure. I didn't see when you came in. If you go look under the announcements on the front page, the link is there. You can go book it. It's active. So yeah, I'm happy for you to book it now. Okay, guys. Anything else? Going. Gone. Thanks, guys.